Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In review today is Gran Turismo on 4K Blu-ray. Let's take a look at the tech specs. It was shot on Sony Cinealta Venice, Red Komodo and Red V-Raptor cameras in 5K and 8K resolution. It's got a 4K DI, the aspect ratio is 190:1, it's got a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, the disc supports HDR10 and Dolby Vision. The HDR10 grading has a maximum content light level of 1066 nits and a maximum frame average light level of 295 nits. It's a 100GB disc. The average bitrate is 64.14 MB per second. The runtime is 135 minutes and it's rated 12. Gran Turismo races onto 4K Blu-ray with a crisp, clean, digitally shot image that yields a robust native 4K transfer from Sony, overtaking the already strong accompanying Blu-ray with appreciable gains to finer detail and definition and a more nuanced colour palette, courtesy of HDR, allowing viewers to fully immerse themselves in the world of racing and motorsport and to appreciate the impressive camera work and cinematography that features throughout. The increased resolution brings the degree of finer detail up to a standard capable of revealing the most explicit details in close-ups, highlighting things such as pores, skin imperfections, facial hair, and age-related lines on the more mature members of the cast.
These lentils, quite nice.
There's also some great textural refinement on clothing pieces and the racing suits, emphasising stitches, pattern work and sponsorship logos. The film features a wide range of cars with everything from an everyday runaround Volkswagen Corrado to a Nissan GTR, all the way up to a Le Mans prototype style Ligier JSPX. And these all exhibit a great amount of detail and intricacy, whether on the glistening bodywork of the exteriors or the complex safety features and sophisticated controls in the interiors. Robust depth and clarity also extends to the variety of iconic racetracks from all over the world that are shown through the duration of the film, the locations spanning from the legendary Nürburgring in Germany to the Red Bull Ring in Austria, all captured with some nice cinematic aerial shots. The majority of the racing sequences have been done for real, which brings a great amount of authenticity to the film, but there are a handful of scenes where CG has had to be utilised, such as a few devastating crashes, a part-by-part breakdown of Jan's car, and due to the production team not being able to get a permit to shoot at Le Mans, certain sections of the track have also been cleverly recreated with the help of some visual effects. All of these are fairly well integrated, apart from a few moments where they can look a little cartoonish. As for the colours, the film carries a very natural colour palette, with organic greens, browns and greys. Whilst often featuring quite a harsh, stark appearance with strong blacks and dark shades, a creative decision to emphasise the hard environment and very difficult journey that the young lead character takes. Subsequently, the application of HDR, both HDR10 and Dolby Vision, does render the image a tad darker and with a slightly higher contrast compared to the Blu-ray, further bolstering the visual aesthetic of the film and staying true to the director and cinematographer's vision. The HDR gradings also bring a touch more saturation and refinement to the palette. Healthy greens adorn the trackside grass runoffs. A variety of red shades and authentic dark grey tones come from the track barricades, curbs and tarmac. And there's also a few bolder hues featured on the cars, such as the shimmering gold Lamborghini. The brighter highlights are nice and vivid, and elements such as the bold trackside lighting and piercing car headlights are displayed with good punch and vibrancy. The white balance is crisp and clean, evident on the racing suits, GTR cars and pit lane garages. And the black levels are nice and inky, producing good shadow detail and depth in the dark or dimly lit settings, such as when night falls at Le Mans. I didn't detect any serious encode or compression related issues, and the image retained good stability throughout. If you enjoy this type of content, why not hit the like button and consider subscribing and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at chrisatthemovie to stay up to date with the latest physical media news. As for the audio, Sony's UHD presentation goes pedal to the metal with the wonderfully immersive full throttle Dolby Atmos soundtrack. The frequent racing sequences are obvious highlights throughout the movie, with the Atmos track cleverly positioning the viewer amongst the plethora of adrenaline-fueled high-octane action. The surround channels are fully engaged in these race-related scenes, with roaring and screaming car engines whizzing past the listener on the regular. Numerous bangs, crashes and screeching tyres occurring through the listening space as the races unfold, and an abundance of cheering and excited sounds from the enthusiastic crowds, all of which make this an enthralling listen. The Height speakers are well integrated into the mix, with a range of effective inserts when they're on the track, like boisterous car engines, thunderous helicopter blades, or the odd airplane flyover. But although the racing scenes are the standouts in this mix for soundstage activity, the quieter and non-race related scenes are actually some of the best for utilising the top layer. With a great amount of environmental ambience such as birds chirping, light winds in the trees, rain, thunder and tannoy announcements, which all help to increase the level of immersion. The LFE digs sufficiently deep, adding appropriate growl and boom to vehicle engines and disastrous car crashes. But the deepest output actually comes in a short nightclub scene in Chapter 11, which produces some vigorous and aggressive rumbles from the music. For those that are familiar with the Gran Turismo game itself, there is a nice integration of noises and sounds from the sim, such as when the starting lights are counting down, or when the title cards appear, signifying lap numbers and racer placements. You can hear those familiar bleeps and bloops, which effectively blends the virtual world with the real world, similar to how the storyline does. There's plenty of great well-chosen music cues throughout, such as Rock Track's War Pigs and Paranoid by Black Sabbath, or the soothing sounds of Songbird by Kenny G, alongside some nice original score elements from Lorne Balfe and Andrew Kaczynski. And all these sound fantastic and are reproduced with good clarity and punch, and dialogue is rendered crisp and clear with no problems to report. To summarise, I'll give the picture a 9.8. Sony's UHD presentation of Gran Turismo takes a clear pole position win over the already strong 1080p Blu-ray, boasting superior sharpness and clarity, a more enriched and refined colour palette, and satisfying improvements to highlight brightness and black level depth. And I'll give the audio a 9.2. Accompanying the visuals is a lively and energetic Dolby Atmos soundtrack that exhibits brilliant surround channel engagement, well-integrated height speaker utilisation, and some appropriately deep bass response. If you're a car enthusiast, motorsport fan or an avid player of the game, you shouldn't be disappointed with this strong release from Sony, as it definitely deserves its place on the podium. So these are my thoughts on Gran Turismo on 4K Blu-ray. Will you be picking this one up? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, enjoy your movies, bye!